You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup COH fans, and welcome to episode 25 of Frontline Fatalities Season 2, brought to you by the Frontline Network, hosted by me, FatalSaint, and Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, Fatal. I am sitting here on Friday the 28th of September, very much looking forward to heading over to Eurogamer tomorrow, where I'll be playing COH 2 and attending a special community event on the evening of the Saturday, along with a bunch of other big names. GR admin Marcus, who is staying at my house currently, and he is at Eurogamer right now. There's going to be Pepsi over there. Many of you guys know him, popular streamer. There's going to be Helping Hands over there, and various other people. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, that shit is so awesome. I'm pretty sad I have to miss that, living in Sweden and having too much work to be able to take a weekend over to England. But if I had a possibility of doing that, I would have done it, but I don't. So yeah, shit happens, I guess. And I'll just let you do this all talking over there, and I'll just sit back here in Sweden behind my desk, cursing myself and my life. Anyways, today we have a 1v1 on Longra, as Longra is the producer of great matches, it seems. Personally, a little bit tired of this map right now, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and do this anyway. We got Sandland as the Americans versus Lollypop as the Wehrmacht, so VCO versus VCO faction, obviously, as usual, with the Frontline Network, even though we do, you know, PE and some live casts which actually contain Brits lately in the latest 2v2 GR tournament, which we helped commentate with Ami in a live event last weekend, was it? Yeah, Sunday or something.
Yes, and that's over on GR.
Yeah, so head over to Game Replays and check that out. It's in the video section there, all the live casts from one of the semi-rounds and the finals as well. But let's get the show on the road at the 5-second mark and pause in 3, 2, 1, and pause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we do have Sandland in the north on Longra, and he's doing a normal 2 engineer start, it seems. Anything special from Lollypop?
Lollypop is going for a normal 2 Pioneer opening, getting his Wehrmacht quarters up, and he's going to be double building that. So probably an MG coming out first. I know from playing Lollypop, from experience playing him on this map, I know he likes aggressive MG bike play. So that's my prediction for him.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can really with a bike MG opening or a MG bike opening be very aggressive on this map and go for, you know, a super early 1.5, 2 minute pin or something. And it seems that Sandland is like quite aware
Siberian.
Of. Yeah, a la Siberian, yeah. Or Symbiosis did against Siberian.
Symbiosis doing it to him, yeah.
Yeah, that worked really great, especially with these starting positions with the US in the north and the Wehrmacht in the south, tourney positions or whatever. But yeah, Sandland is very aware of the Smurf that Lollypop is playing under, which is like 2xx blah 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 blah, random numbers, just face plant your face into your keyboard and you got a Smurf. That's basically all you need to do to Smurf in Company of Heroes. Just smash your face into the keyboard and you're good to go. So MG out first for Lollypop and Rifles out first, grabbing the strategic point outside of the American base, and he is catwalking as well, sending this one guy over to the VP maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's going for the VP.
Going for the VPs early, actually, Sandland's rushing both VPs quite early. It's a good strategy for US on line grab because it's the one thing that US really does have the advantage on, because the VPs are fairly difficult for a campy Veer to reach. The middle one can be sort of camped from cover from far away, and the one down in the south that's sort of on the Wehrmacht side is actually still quite a far way away from the base, so you can put a lot of early pressure on that way.
Yeah, you can really trick the Wehrmacht player to sticking to the center, and he can get the center VP, as you said then, but then you can go around the whole map on the left-hand side and basically nick the VP outside of the Wehrmacht base, and he'll have to start repositioning his troops all over, and it just creates a headache for the Wehrmacht player, really. Nice MG positioning from Lollypop in the first engagement here, but we've got some engineers trying to take the strong house. The MG is moving away from it, though. Not far enough to get out of range from the grease guns. But yeah, these rifles are really pinned in that position behind the hay bale. He's trying to stick in the green cover, but he's forced to retreat when the Pyro comes in. Second Rifleman squad trying to move up, but the MG is nicely flipped from Lollypop. He's really on top of his game in this matchup, I think.
Yeah, the key with the MG bike opening is to make sure that you get that first squad suppressed. If you don't, then you can get yourself attacked by 2 rifle squads. And actually, if you see Lollypop's third unit, which is another MG, has only just popped out. If Sandland had waited with his first rifle and attacked with both rifles simultaneously, he would have pushed Lollypop off. Logically, he wouldn't have had the firepower to hold on.
Yeah, especially since that the third unit, which is another MG from Lollypop, is not on the front line yet. It's just barely set up at the strategic points outside of the Wehrmacht cutoff. He just arrived there, and the third Rifleman squad now created, and grenades are being teched, which is a great choice from Sandland, I think. Seeing the one MG, it's good enough going grenades, but now when he sees 2 of them actually firing on his rifles, the second one firing on the rifles leaving the strong house on the right-hand side of the map, grenades are gonna be a godsend. He just needs, you know, a nice flank and a nuclear pineapple in an MG crewman's face, and he's pretty much good to go.
He nice also needs to make sure that... Oh, no, you could see that the bike go down. It's getting focus fired here by both rifles.
Nice win for Sandland. He's just waiting for the upgrade of the grenades. They haven't arrived yet, and he's just waiting. He's just stalling right now. He has enough munitions to throw at least one, and he's got a pretty healthy income of plus 27 munitions. There's the grenade upgrade, but the MG is actually moving, so he has no good target. He's gonna go for on the flamer pyros, which instantly retreat. Lollypop on top of his micro there, instantly retreating when he sees the animation from the rifle throwing the grenade. Oh, Volks are really punishing these rifles, even though it are in green cover. I think Sandland came out on bottom in that engagement. He lost a lot of manpower.
Yeah, it was the fact that he didn't... he made a mistake that a lot of US players make, which is to sort of go in before you've got your new element to your army. When we get Aimstrong on for Expert Insight, he talks a lot about this. But you have to, as US, you have to really wait for your new element to arrive, whether that's bars, grenades, a sniper, the M8, whatever. You have to be more patient. You can't just move in. Because you saw he had to spend so much time stalling around in between bits of cover that he lost so much manpower. You know, if he had rushed in there when grenades had just popped, then it would have been a much more successful attack.
Yeah, if he just would have, you know, waited until the upgrade of the grenades had arrived, he could have just gone in there and just threw grenades all over around the place and basically, most likely, annihilate maybe an MG or, you know, heavily damaging the Volks or whatever. But very nice play from Lollypop. The MG flips and, you know, the flamer pop on the Pyros really saved his ass, I think.
Yeah, and actually, Sandland's done a pretty good job in terms of map control as well. Despite having only a 2-engineer opening, he's managed to cap a good chunk of the map, and he kept Lollypop off the field for a long time here. Lollypop's only got 16 fuel in the bank, although he has just completed his upgrade to skirmish phase, but he can't afford his Krieg barracks yet, which is not a very common situation in the Brit US the Ver US matchup.
Yeah, usually the Ver player at least has the one fuel, you know, either the one on the far left-hand side on Logres or the one that on the right side, which he has reclaimed now after Sandland actually having it in his possession for quite a while during this matchup in the early game. So Sandland has done good when it comes to map control, but he's gone down the manpower sink, losing rifles all over the place. Or riflemen, not complete rifle squads obviously. He still has the 3 that he started with and the grenade upgrade, so now he's starting constructing a WSC, which might be a good idea. You know, Mortar on long range is not bad, and that's exactly what he's building from the WSC. A Mortar to dislodge these MGs, and as he has, you know, a sniper could have worked as well, but it's, you know, way more expensive, a bit exposed, and you know, he has no enemy sniper to counter snipe, so a Mortar will do the job of dislodging MGs just as good as a sniper can.
Yeah, Mortar is very potent on this map because there's a lot of places where they can sit completely out of range of anything from the Axis and do a heck of a lot of damage. There's a very sneaky mine.
Nice grenade on the flamer pyos that engaged the rifles. He threw it at the other side of the green covered truck, which he was hiding behind on the right hand side. Just as the pyos moved in, instantly lost one man when the grenade went off, and was then forced to retreat. But with the backup of Volks behind sandbags, capping munitions point, and an MG, the rifle still lost that engagement. You know, he got one pyo kill with a grenade, but then he had to retreat anyways because he was taking so much flak from all the enemy infantry and the MG as well. But yeah, I saw that sneaky mine. What hit it actually?
It was a very nice bait there. It was engineers laid the mine just outside the base. I think he was waiting to catch a sniper or something, leaving it. Unfortunately, it was just Volks ran into it, and they didn't lose a single man, so they can just pop medkits and totally cancel out that effect.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bad investment from Sandland. You know, his initial thought was very good, but it just didn't work out for him. He didn't actually score any kills with the mine, so you know he did a lot of health damage to those Volks on the left hand side. Which he's now trying to recover. Oh, was he sitting on his own mine?
He was sitting on his own mine, yeah. He lost both crew members, and he's sticking around, but yeah, and actually we now have defensive chosen by Lolly. I don't know whether he's gotten the upgraded bunker health yet, though, so if he doesn't get that pretty soon, or he doesn't repair his bunker, he could very quickly find that 150 manpower investment down the toilet.
Yeah, it did take a lot of damage from the first barrage from the mortar. The second barrage is now going in. The first shell has landed. There's going to be another shell landing very shortly, I do believe. And we do have some flamer engines. Oh no, he actually went for the barrage on the MG. Very nice from Sandland here. That's a lot of range for an American mortar, I say. He must be
pretty
just
good,
on the border. Wow, he actually decrews it, and he has rifles, plenty of them around, in the house and outside of the house, and flamer engineers as well. Moving for that MG, but here comes the tier 2 half-track from Lollypop, which instantly suppresses the rifleman trying to steal the MG.
Just stopped them as well, just in the nick
That was
of time.
very lucky for
Lollypop.
Lollypop.
Later, and then Sandland would have been all over that MG.
Motor pool up in the American base. First unit out of it is going to be M8 Greyhound, and this half-track is really pushing it. You know, obviously he has not that much to fear right now, but at the same time he's not really inflicting any manpower damage. He's just forcing Sandland off the map so he can regain some territory, which is exactly what Lollypops needs in this time and age of this match up here. He needs more territories to really solidify his grasp on the middle of the map.
Yeah, I agree. But with the half-track out now, as well as both MGs, he's got quite a big suppression base to, you know, really put down a big lockdown. He's also just got a mortar of his own to counter Sandland's mortar, which is nice to see, because really, against a good player in mortar wars, you really do need a counter mortar of your own. You can't rely on just bum rushing it, because a good player will be on top of his game, and he'll retreat it in time.
Extremely good VP pressure from Sandland. As we said, you know, now Lollypop has a firm hold of the center of the map, takes the middle VP. Sandland goes all the way on the left-hand side of the map and grabs the VP outside of the Wehrmacht base, which forces the half-track to go over there. He's going to be forced to start capping with Volks here, which is sending over a very damaged two-man Volk squad. But at the same time, with the Greyhound out now, there's no proper AT out from Lollypop, is there? He went half-track first out of the tier 2, obviously. What else is he building from it?
He just started building a pack just now, so the M8's going to have free reign for a little bit, but there are 2 Volks out who can, you know, pop away 2 Fausts, plus a load of mines. So the M8 is a small problem, but not a major issue, I don't think, for Lolly. The M8's going to have to stay at bay with so many Fausts and mines out there.
Yeah, with the threat of hitting a mine and getting a destroyed engine instantly on your first M8 out, especially when it still has shock value, it's not good. So he's going to have to be a little bit cautious with it, which he's doing. You know, he went harassing the MG, he went harassing some of the Volks. Now he's going to be able to defend against the half-track a little bit and force that back as well, even though it is focus firing the mortar, which is seeming to be the main target. But he was sitting around his own mine with both the mortar, the Axis mortar. Actually, it's the mortar that gets counter-mortared by the American mortar, netting it some veterancy as well. 8 kills on that mortar already.
That's not bad. That mortar's really been plugging away on the MGs. I think people don't give mortars the credit they deserve because people are so infatuated with snipers in this current patch.
Yeah. Mortars are really great if you know how to utilize them. You know, shoot one barrage and just shift-click the command to move after every barrage, and you'll be pretty good against the counter-mortaring opportunities and, you know, artillery or whatever. Oh, huge mine on the left-hand side, takes out 5 out of 6 rifles, I think. Nice Faust goes in on the M8 with combined with a pack shot. Almost takes it out, has no main gun. Oh, retreating rifles over mine, takes no casualties, however, a little bit of health damage to it. M8 survives, he's trying to hide behind the building. American Mortar is still trying to work on the Volks and the MG outside of the medic bunker. But the problem for Sandland here is, I think, that he's not being able to focus fire down the medics, as the defenses from Lollypop around that bunker is just too good.
Well, yeah, he's attacking Lollipop where he's strongest, which is right around the bunker. So even though Lollipop's only gotten 1 casualty so far, he's able to reinforce, he's able to stay on the field, and he's sort of trading man for man Volks for rifles, which isn't very economical for Sandland. And even though he got some nice kills in and nice XP in there, you know, Lollipop can now, he hasn't lost any forward momentum at all, and now he's starting to bring in the Veterancy to counter the recently upgraded bars.
Yeah, that's a really good counter to the barred rifles. They have no Veterancy yet, and I don't think he has even the first supply yard upgrade, so Veterancy for the rifles are gonna take quite a while, especially since there's only really Volks and support weapons to shoot at from the bar rifles.
That M8 was very lucky to get away though from Sandland. It got 5% bug with the sort of the damage main gun crit instead of going down. So he really was kind of lucky to maintain that, and that's going to be really important if he wants to take back the left-hand side plus 16 munitions.
Sandland really needs that M8 to harass the half-track, which is harassing him. He needs something to kill it with, and the only real proper killing tool he has for killing armored vehicles right now is the M8. The bar rifles do minimal damage against Wehrmacht half-track armor, but it takes such a long time, and especially with double MGs protecting it, he's not going to be able to pursue the half-track with just bar rifles. He needs the M8 for that, but he does know that there's a pack around somewhere hiding, just waiting to ambush his M8, so he can't be overly aggressive with the M8 at the same time. So that half-track is basically the MVP of Lollipop's army right now, because it can't really be killed by anything on the field fast enough, and it's well protected by everything else.
Lollipop choosing to stay in tier 2 and getting himself now a second pack. Interesting. I mean, I probably would have just gone for a Gren at this point, you know, slap a Shrek if you're feeling nervous. But I guess he wants to possibly prepare for an eventual tank depot, because you know, he's seen bars a good few minutes ago. So, and Sandland's had both +10 fuels for quite a while, so a tank depot isn't entirely out of the question. But actually, he's building something else out of his WSC.
He is indeed building a sniper now out of his WSC, so he's trying to make more use of spending the fuel and the manpower to build it in the first place, and a sniper is going to be good when his mortar is busy trying to counter-mortar Wehrmacht mortars all of the time. For the Fatherland pop, I think trying to defend his mortar when the Flamer engineers popped into the strong house. The mortar was hiding behind the house there, but the Flamers actually never even fired their flamethrowers. I'm not sure why. American Mortar's now working on the MG, and the pack was very close to getting hit by one of the mortar shell, and it actually does get hit by one of the stray mortar shells, which I think is targeting the MG primarily, but the pack is so close by to it. Here's some MP40 bolts against some Flamer MGs and the M8 on the right-hand side. Bar rifles now moving in when one of the MGs were reinforcing from the Wehrmacht half-track at the same time. Nice grenade. Not even needed though. The bars and the sniper finish off that MG crew and leaves the weapon on the field, and these Volks are not going to be able to recruit it with 2 bar rifles behind heavy cover defending the position of the decrewed MG. So that is most likely going to be stolen by Sandland eventually, and he's now focus firing down the medics finally, something he really needed. Nice mine goes off, destroys the hay bale, and kills 2 riflemen.
That's a pretty critical mine actually, because that might allow Lolly the space he needs to get back that MG42. It's going to be pretty important. He actually has just produced a sniper of his own, so it won't be too bad if he loses the MG, but certainly he wants to keep hold of it.
Massive mortar shell takes out 3 Volks in 1 shell, and that's the enemy sniper. The sniper from Lollypop is standing right next to the Volks where the barrage is going down. He actually gets hit by some shrapnel and loses some of his HP. Sniper's still alive though. If he would have lost that, you know, instantly coming onto the field, just from the waypoint from the Kriegs barracks, no, from the Wehrmacht quarters, that would have been devastating. He's trying to grab the MG. He's getting pushed around by the half-track. Oh, he's trying to get it. He just can't get it.
This would be very impressive.
Oh, he was going to try to sticky the half-track, I think.
He is going to prevent the steal. Sandland couldn't
Wow.
make it. He would have lost his whole rifle squad there if he tried. So Lolly actually, very nice bit of micro there, manages to keep hold of the MG42.
Very, very nice. That American Mortar, what kills has it now? Wow, 16 kills and Vet 2 for that American Mortar. That has really
Holy
paid
shit.
for itself already. It's been killing MGs and Volks, you know, since it came out of the WSC, basically.
Grenadier now out for Lollypop. A big tier 2 from Lollypop. He's really sticking very heavy with the infantry. I would imagine a good counter to this kind of play would be, well, as we've seen, Mortars are great against it for obvious reasons, but also a fast howitzer and just general indirect fire. You know, heavier stuff would be really effective against this kind of heavy, campy infantry-based play.
Yeah, Sandland is floating almost 150 munitions and 5 CP, so he could go down the howitzer route and actually unlock the on-map and get the off-map at the same time when he has approximately 150 and, you know, build an on-map, then throw an off-map down somewhere at the same time as the on-map is firing around the vicinity of the medic bunker. Could be extremely devastating and game-changing for Sandland here. He needs, as you say, some indirect fire that packs even more a punch than the American Mortar does.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's found something that works, so he just needs to keep doing it, really. You know, get a second mortar, if not that. He's even got an AT gun now. Shit, he must be fed up with that half-track.
Yeah, hopefully it'll go down soon. Let's see, pack opening up on the M8, but actually misses out of cloak. Unlucky.
Ah, that's unlucky. You know, I've seen people putting in some fairly creative ways to take out half-tracks recently, because half-tracks are used a lot more this patch, and actually they put to pretty good use. Like, you know, they're hard to kill. I've seen people dropping airborne with RRs purely to kill
just
to
the
kill
one half-track?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very hefty investments just to kill a half-track, but, you know, just like an early Jeep and bike can be an extreme annoyance until, you know, a one-hitting weapon hits the field, like an AT gun or a pack that generally just one hits a bike or a Jeep to death instantly. Those light vehicles are they're just so annoying. You know, there's not much you can do about it, and they just keep pushing your men around and just, you know, being a complete annoyance. But that allied mortar is just raining down doom against the defensive position of Lollypop here. He's losing men all over the place. Half-track goes down to the AT gun. He was trying to decrew it with the sniper and the Volks.
Did we miss a counter-snipe?
I think the American sniper went down to the counter-snipe, because I see the Axis sniper. It might have been on my screen, but I was not paying attention to it.
Yeah, because, now the
gun
Axis sniper is really doing a lot of damage now, decrewing the AT gun. Second AT gun out from Sandland. He must be thinking there's tier 4 tech coming up right now. But actually, we've seen both infantry and support vets, so really he ought to be investing heavily into anti-infantry.
Very strong bunker going up now. If that turns into another medic bunker, he can stick his MG in there, or his sniper, or Volks, or Grens, or whatever. Or it turns into an MG bunker. Sandland is not going to be able to get the cutoff outside of his base back for a long time until the American Mortar manages to destroy that bunker. And with the defensive bunker health, it takes such a long time for a mortar to destroy it.
It's a lot of blobbing though from Lolly all around that one position, and Mortar right now could just be so devastating, even with For the Fatherland popped.
Armor chosen from Sandland just a minute ago, which I think is a bad decision for Sandland. Infantry would have, you know, most likely gained him many more kills with off-map and on-map howitzers.
I mean, the thing is, armor can work. Calliopes can be really good against this kind of heavy infantry-based play, better than howitzers, but the problem is, unless you can gain a solid, unless it's like just a nail in the coffin, you know, a 105 is just firing constantly, it's safe. The Cali is so much more of a risk because you just don't get any of the other benefits from the doctrine, especially without a tank depot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. He needed infantry here. You know, infantry versus a defensive player, especially with bunker play. And, you know, 2 MGs and 2 packs, an on-map howitzer will rain doom down on all of Lollypop's forces for the entirety of the game. And he doesn't really have any good counter to it, you know. He can't drop a V1 on it. It takes quite a while to go down the 280mm rocket barrage on the defensive tree, and it costs a lot. So, you know, the on-map howitzer would be fairly safe in Sandland's base, while everything from Lollypop would be in risk of getting RD'd to death.
Yeah, Lolly now really, he's got an MG inside an MG bunker covering both angles. I mean, this is going to be very tough to break, you know, with the increased bunker health and then bunker reinforcement, which is now really close to Lolly's front line. And he's now, you know, really getting a real stranglehold here.
He's trying to go for the long red pin, basically. Even with or without MGs, he has 2 Gren squad, the Volt squad, an MG bunker, and pack covering the exit of the American base on the right-hand side. M8 is out of the American base on the left-hand side, forcing off some capping flamer pyos. But it's basically, you know, it's unusable right now. There's 2 packs and Shrek on the field. That M8 basically can't do anything against this stronghold in the center.
Not against the center, no. I mean, with the M8 on longer, what you need to do is you need to stay on the opposite side of the hedge and use and force a whole pack to move across there. That's all you can do. And look at this, the M8 could hit a mine here, and it does. Destroyed engine
on
the left. So, yeah, I mean...
Stolen ATG moving over.
Oh, that's just salt in the wound, killing it with his own 57.
Killing it with his own weaponry as well. The M8 is trying to back off. ATG actually lost line of sight on it, so he's not firing on it. He's just waiting. Just waiting. He needs line of sight on that M8, otherwise, you know, it might actually get away even with a destroyed engine. But we do have Calliope's unlocked finally for Sandland, which he needs some form of artillery, and Calliope's is the best thing next to a 105 howitzer on map or off map.
Yeah, I mean, better late than never, I suppose. I mean, the Cali is arguably the best piece of artillery in the game. The problem is, it's going to come at such a point that we're so far into the
late,
game. Yeah, Sturm Armory is already coming up, so... I think Sturm Armory is a weird choice. I would have taken straight to tier 4, to be honest.
Maybe he wants Nebels?
Maybe a Stug Armada. Yeah, maybe Nebels. I don't know. He hasn't got any manpower really, because he's spending quite a lot on reinforcement right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's never leaving the front line. He's just reinforcing around his bunkers. So Lollypop basically hasn't retreated a single squad the whole entire match since the early game, basically, what I've seen. Here's the Calliope. He's going to be firing on a bunker outside of the VP and the Shrekrens. Oh, Shrekren goes down, even with the Fort of Arland popped. Does not save you from rockets in the air hitting you in the back while you retreat. American Mortar is actually killed and still recruitable in the American base, but it's dead. That Vet2 Mortar was awesome. It had 20 kills last time I checked.
Oh wow, this Cali just can't do enough damage in the time that Sandland has, really.
No.
So many bunkers everywhere, and there's going to be another free Gren in a minute. I can see 2 medics walking back to the med station that already has 2 casualties inside, so it's going to be very, very tough.
2 packs at the same time. You can't even go in for the crush with the Calliope or kill anything with the coaxial MG, even though it does freaking bupkis damage. But you know, you can at least, you know, go for some crushing with a Sherman variant. But it's not as good as an M10. But you can still crush a guy here or there. But with 2 packs on the field, no way.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously he can't move out of space,
which is something that you won't see from other artillery so much, because you can't dodge a Cali like you can dodge regular artillery. But even so, you know, if that had happened, you know, 15 minutes ago, it would have been different. But unfortunately now, there's just a bit of a Gren army being produced right now, and
from the medic
Sturm Armory we have actually nothing out. I thought there was something popping out, but there isn't.
Oh, nothing from the Sturm Armory. I guess, you know, as you've said, he's been reinforcing around his bunker the entire game and losing Grens and Volks and MG crewmen, etc. Even pack crewmen he had to reinforce. Nice grenade on the MG on the left-hand side. Small victory for Sandland. He's going to go for the instant steal on it, as he couldn't get the first MG in the center when he decrewed that. At least he's going to get the second MG, which is decrewed. But an 88 up now.
Oh my
it's
God,
just basically the nail in the coffin, I think. He can't go anywhere outside of his base, and he can't even stay inside his base now, because they're going to destroy all of his buildings and the AT guns and the Calliope if it doesn't hide behind the hedge. And even if it does hide behind the hedge, he's just going to be able to destroy the hedge with the 88. Calliope goes in for a second barrage. Nice Gren grenade. Nice, 2 kills on the potato masher.
That was a tasty Gren grenade.
They were all clumped up behind the green cover of the hay bale there, so yeah. The bunker is still...
yeah. ATGs just aren't going to be able to do anything. They're not going to be able to take down the bunkers.
No. Oh, no. Ooh, he almost fired with the AT gun. If the AT gun reveals itself in the fog of war...
Oh, no! No, the Cali got sniped!
Oh!
Look at the range on that 88. It got
over there?
All the way over there.
Wow. Yeah, I guess he revealed himself in the fog of war after firing the second Calliope barrage. And there goes the AT gun as well from the 88. I think the AT gun was trying to kill the 88 because the weapon damage. But with 2 MG bunkers now being able to reinforce all of his infantry that he loses during all of these small engagements with the American infantry barred rifles and stolen MG now, I don't think Sandland's ever going to be able to leave his base except on the left-hand side of the map, and you know, that's not exactly what he wants. He needs to regain the center and push the Wehrmacht player off completely, and I don't think that's going to happen.
No, he did manage to kill another Gren though.
That's good.
With a bit of nice spar focused fire, and that mortar is still raining hell.
It's recruit. 3 kills so far.
More for the Fatherland though is going to negate that somewhat, but doesn't prevent the total decrew. Medics are still
There's just 2 packs on the right-hand side. You're seeing that, just guarding the off-map call-in spot from Sandland. So if a second Calliope rolls out or a Pershing, 2 packs are going to open up on this instantly. And obviously with the 88 just outside of his base as well, nothing armored can come out from that call-in spot of the map from Sandland. It's just instantly going to get raped.
That is filthy.
Very, very nasty. Nice grenade on the mortar, and Flag takes out the mortar crew.
Just after FPFL wears off as well, so...
Nice timing. Shrekren tried to go in and kill some of the buildings, I think. It did get suppressed by the MG bunkers, but the mortar pool goes down, leaving Sandland with a triage and a supply yard. He has no form of factory or building to create any more units, so he's stuck with his 3 initial rifles and a flamer engine.
He can't even recrew his own mortar.
Yeah.
Lollipop point.
Oh, that hurts.
My god.
Very, very painful. Oh, it gets instantly decrewed as well. That's basically it.
That's just depressing if you're the
He can't do
US
anything.
player, and he throws in the GG.
Yeah.
I gotta say, you know, well played Sandland, to be honest, for such great pressure early on. I think if he had just timed that first push with the grenades a little bit better, he could have done some real damage instead of ending up, you know, he wanted to use them, so he threw it where he thought he could get a cheap kill on the Pio, which would have been nice. That might have just about justified it. But then after that point, you know, it just felt like he couldn't... I don't know, he held it a little bit. You know, when he got the mortar out and the bars, that was a really nice push as well. But
yeah,
if you're going to go fast nades, you do need to get the investment to pay off. He didn't throw that many grenades. He threw more grenades in the late game than he did early game, really. And he didn't get any of those really juicy nuclear pineapples that you see.
No, he didn't really get any, you know, awesome decrews. He did decrew an MG and steal it in the late game there with one of the grenades, which he actually threw on his own squad, you know, as they can't damage themselves with their own weaponry, surprisingly enough. I don't know why they are immune to shrapnel if it's their own shrapnel grenades. I'm not sure why, but that's just the way it is, and I'm not going to go into that subject even more than I already did. But yeah, I think Sandland, yeah, 2 main thing, basically rifle upgrade timings and not going armor. He should have gone infantry.
Yeah, I think earlier infantry with mines to secure his territory would have prevented the pin, and then he could have put up a really quick howitzer. That's the thing about infantry. If you want quick artillery at 5 CPs, you can have up a howitzer by the 15-minute mark. So
easily.
And then you know, with double packs and a mortar and all that shit out from Lolly, you could just, you know, arty the crap out of him until he gives up because he's crying blood tears.
Yeah, especially with all the static weaponry. And as Lollypop was using a lot of Wehrmacht mortars, now in the end here he has one which he was trying to recrew with one of the Volks before Sandland threw in the towel, and he had a second one which was just built. It's just by the 88 as well, and obviously 2 MGs, 2 packs, and an 88 and 2 mortars to shoot at from a 105 on map howitzer. You know, you can ask for nothing better if you're the crew on that artillery piece. They'd be laughing their whole way to, I don't know, heaven, I guess.
Yeah, laughing their way to the bank.
Oh yeah. Thanks guys for watching, and I do know we promised some special episodes, but Tommy is recovering from a cold and lots of work, etc. from my end. But it's gonna come. We're getting there. So.
There will be stuff, and also we have quite a lot of episodes that we've been saving up recently. We've been making quite a lot of shoutcasts in the last couple of weeks, so we do have plenty of content ready to come out for you guys. Yeah, we're trying to keep up the uploads and stuff to at least twice a week. If we can do more and quicker, we'll do that. But at this time, twice a week is the goal we're trying to fulfill every week. So I hope you guys enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe and, you know, post your comments if you have anything to tell us or ask about. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode. See you guys.